והיתה הקשת בענן וראיתיה לזכור עולם. And the cloud and the rainbow will be in the cloud, and I will see it to remember the covenant forever. Parshas Noach. Ein Beis Beis. My Uriisia, what does it mean? And I will see it. Raza, who it is a secret, Kamada Samris, as it said, Visveisa Tav al Mitzchos Hulu, al Mitzchos Hanashim, Haneanakim, and so forth. Bahaneanachim. About the people who are mourning for Yerushalayim, and so forth, about the destruction. V'ain minyan tav be'edra rabba kuv kavches beis rashim rishimul atik yomin. It's the concept of making a mark for atik. V'ain sham parshas vayera kuf yud vav aleph urisia begavdei nehirin, and you will see it with radiant lights. That's the rainbow will have the radiant lights. So the marks, the Rishima, is a concept of the rainbow, the lines of the rainbow, or the colors of the rainbow. Kedain lizkor olam kulu, and like this, with these lights, these brilliant lights, I will remember the covenant forever. And you will connect the vav to the hey. V'al derech mashikas bebir al pasuk verestich leila olam v'ain sham da'achshav akeshes rak shelo yihi mabulchu. And this is like it says in the explanation of, and I will betroth you forever. Now, because the rainbow is only a promise that there won't be a flood, but I guess it's not forever. But it's not the same thing as saying it's just, so to speak, negating the negative. I'm not going to have a flood, but it's not the same thing as saying I'm going to be close to you. ויש להעיר לעניין לזכור בריס עולם במה שכתוב סוף דיבור המסחיל כי ההרים ימושו בפירוש ובריס שלומי לא תמות. Look what it says. We can awaken to the idea of remembering a covenant forever. It says that the mountains will be moved, but my covenant of peace will not be moved. Which is a revelation from beyond the order of creation. Which is not the case with the concept of Yisod that's within the order of creation. So the concept of Bris is the concept of Yisod in general. And so Bris Shlomi, that's unmovable, Lotamut, it's a concept that's beyond the order of creation. So the Brit that can be in the order of creation is movable. The Yisodos of Seder Ishtalshlos. And so too is the difference when you say that it's shining with brilliant colors. And that's like the concept that if you do tshuva, you will be redeemed. Like he said in the previous Ma'amer, that the concept of the rainbow is the reflected light of tshuva. So if you do tshuva, you'll be redeemed. Then you'll have remembering the forever covenant, which is this concept of my covenant of peace that doesn't falter. So tshuva reaches up to there. I'm not sure where that is. חלק בייז משפטים סימן י"ח א' בגדי זהב בגדי לבן הדו דכתיב וראיתיה לזכור חולו. I'm not sure what the concept of the different garments of the Kohen Gadol have to do with this and remembering the covenant. But I guess if you look over there, Chilek Gimel Parshas Tzav Daf Chav Zayin Sof Amud Beis Halacha Chulu Uriisiya Lizkor Chulu brings it there as well. Pinchas Reishayin Vav Aleph Malka the Kol Zimna the Bari Chav Malka Chazi Lematronisa Salik Rugza the Bari Chulu. So there's a king that every time his son sins to the king, he sees the queen, and this removes the anger from the son. So I guess that's like the rainbow. He remembers the covenant that he had with the queen. The Ramaz goes at length there, explaining the garments of Malchus that he made for her to beautify her. And that their source of these, so to speak, beautifying garments are from Chagas of Das. And I'm not sure exactly what that adds to this, but maybe it's like the colors of the rainbow. The Chagas, Chivar, Suma, Gerok, and so forth. The Malchus, Shali, the Hamitzvos, Dibor Hamaskil, Torah Tzivachulu, Lashamash, Mashim Shachim, Yamakum Gavor, Mebrichinas HaKeser. And look what it says about the concept of garments of Malchus through the mitzvos in Torah, or in Dibor Hamaskil, but Dibor Hamaskil, Torah Tziva, that there it implies that are coming from even a higher place, from Keser, not just from Chagas of Das. Vayin b'dibur hamaskil v'asisa b'gdei kodesh chulu sheish gimel b'chinos b'halavushim sheb'china ha'alef hi l'mayla me'atzilus. So when we're talking about the garments of Malchus, so it's brought that there's 3 levels. The first one is above Atzilus, reish chav beis beis uriisiya lizkor chulu da aspaklaria mi'ira. And I will remember it. I will see it to remember. That's the glass that shines, like spaklari is not hamiira is not a mirror. It's more like a magnifying glass, or that you can see through, or even magnifies what you see. That's what it's compared to. So when Hashem sees the rainbow, it's seeing through a higher kind of vision and not a lower kind of vision. Tikun Zayin Resh Tikun Hey Tezvav Aleph Hey Ilah Chamesh Or Heitata Chamesh Gavnin Din Naharin Behu Chamesh Or. So it says, if you take it the higher Hey of I guess of Hashem's name and the lower Hey, so the higher hay is 5 lights, and the lower hay is the 5 colors that the 5 lights shine through. And so when the higher hay shines into the lower hay, into the 5 colors that shine, that it shines, but Salomer hey la. And that is in terms of the actual levels. So Bina, which corresponds with the Heilah, spreads out to bring down the 5 strictnesses that belong to it, the 5 strictnesses of Bina Ilah, Tochza into Ze'er Anpin, Kedei Latitam b'Malchus, in order to give them to the lower hay, which is Malchus. Miyad ispashet vav ligaba. So then the vav goes into the hetata, I guess from the heilah. V'da ihu note shamayim kayiriya, and that's the concept of spreading out the heavens like a parchment. So I guess that's the heavens in general might be either bina or za in this context. Shavav yored toch zer anpinu mizdaveg ima. that the vav goes into za and unites with it. The vadai kad iu nihira begavnin dila it marba uriisia lizkor bis olam. That certainly when she shines with her colors, it says about her, I will remember her, I will see her to remember the forever covenant. So that's the concept of the rainbow colors of the Heita in Malchus, through the shining of the lights of Heilah through the vav from Bina to Zah into Malchus. V'zeu shemitchila nemar ote or kesalma aham shechei pamim or b'malchus. And this is why in the beginning it says that he surrounds himself with light like a garment in order to bring down light five times into Malchus. That's, I guess, the garment that he surrounds himself of light. That's shining these lights. And in order to have Malchus shine with these brilliant colors, which is like a bride that is adorned with, the decorations, the jewelry that a bride is adorned with. And there's like a concept of the gifts that are sent from the chassan to the kala, which are similar to this concept. And then afterwards, so he spreads out the heavens like the parchment. So I guess so if he's comparing the light to this salma, to this cloak that he's shining the light from, so then it says it makes sense to so to speak spread it out afterwards like this parchment. He's spreading out the talis. Where the light is going to come, where the light comes from. And it seems to me to understand the concept of the light and the colors that comes into Malchus from about the Jewish on Baalos Chesaneros, lighting the candles of the menorah, Aaron Milas Haneros Shem Neshamas Yisrael, that Aaron lifts up the candles, which are the souls of Israel. Umamshich behen ahava rabba b'chinas hey gvuros elyonos, and he draws into them this great love, the concept of the hey supernal strictnesses, which are, like we said before, the lights from Bina. Or in terms of Aharon, usually it would be the corresponding with Arich or Keser. The Aharon is a higher kind of Ava. But at any rate, if we're talking about the Hamshachat and Shemas Yisrael, in this context, it's the Hegvuros. But I guess candles or the Eish is the concept of Gvuros. So you're bringing the Gvuros into the Neshamos, into the Malchus. Kame mashkazav dibur hamaskul b'yomashmini shlach inyan yehior shu giloi talumus lev hanimshach b'chinas yashes choshech sisro chulu. Also talks about the concept of let there be light. That what does it mean, let there be light? Revealing the hidden depths of the heart that comes from the darkness. So if we're talking about before creation, you have this concept of Yashes Choshech Sisro, the Halama Atzmi, this deep hidden place beyond creation. And in terms of avodas Hashem, that's revealed from that level is the depths of the heart that's hidden, that's like from a hidden place that, so to speak, parallels that divine level, that divine hidden level. So you have within you a comparable concept of hidden love in the depths of your heart, and that's revelation of light, just like the very first light of creation, let there be light. So according to this, we can say nicely the pasuk that says, just like, it says in Navi, right, that just like the, right, in Yechezkel, that just like the vision of the rainbow, which is Malchus, on the day of Yom HaGashim, Kin Mare HaNoga, so too is the vision of the Noga, right? So you had the three Klippas HaTameos, including the great cloud and so forth, V'Noga Lo Saviv, and that was the vision of the Noga. So too is the Noga Shiubina. So just like the Keshes was just like the Noga, meaning implying that the Noga was higher. So the Noga is the Bina, and the Keshes is like the Noga. So the Malchus is like the Bina. Shehi Mikor He Pa'amim Ur, which is the source for this 5 times light. Tikun Vav Yud Chesuf Medalaf Tlas Gavdin Deshraga Chulu. So further in Tikunim, it's brought that you have 3 colors of the flame. V'inun Lekovel Shlosha Gavdin De'ena Chulu, and they correspond with the 3 colors of the eye. V'inun Lekovel Tlas Gavdin Dekeshes, which correspond with the 3 colors of the rainbow. Miyad urihisia lizkor olam. So automatically, I will remember it. I will see it to remember the covenant forever, because the 3 colors of the eye correspond with the 3 colors of the rainbow, correspond with the 3 colors of the flame. In general, obviously, there's more colors, but 3 main colors. Ubahu zimna, which is meaning corresponding with chagas. Ubahu zimna ki ayin ba'ayin yiru b'shuva vayetzion chulu. And in that time it says, because I will see eye to eye when Hashem returns Zion. Meaning to say, just like we're going to see these brilliant colors of the rainbow, so too it says we're going to see eye to eye, that the eye is the concept of these 3 colors as well. Binyan tlas gavnin deshraga, and the concept of the 3 colors of the flame, nehora tichla, nehora chivra, including the blue flame and the white flame, and also there's nehora uchma, the dark flame. Isbor b'dibur maskul kiyata neri b'biur al pasuk v'haya lachem l'tzitzis. Inyan ki ayin ba'ayin, and so this concept of I will see eye to eye, his chabrus bez hashkachos the yichuda ilav yichuda dota. It's the union of these 2 watchings over. That Hashem watches over the creation and on the higher unity and the lower unity. Like it's explained, to do what's straightforward in the eyes of Hashem, meaning to say to unite the above and below. And it meaning to say in the eyes of Hashem, that's the concept of the eyes of Hashem. Ayin ba'ayin is in the plural. The eyes of Hashem are Hashem's perspectives of from above to below and from below to above, or the higher unity and the lower unity. So the concept of the 3 colors of the eye, Ish lahayim memashakaz val pasuk hasebi einayich mignegdi chulu. We can awaken you to what it's brought on explaining the pasuk in Shir Shirim. Turn your eyes away from gazing at me. Dinyan mokrin le bishalhu visa chulu. It's the concept of gazing at something and burning it up with flames. Vayin mashakaz al pasuk yunasi b'chag ve'hasheni binyan li stakla b'yikara de malka. Look what it talks about, to gaze at the beauty of the king. And through this, you bring down from above also the concept of the eyes of Hashem are upon the righteous. Look what it says about the idea that your eyes are doves. So you have the concept of Yunasi, my dove, and an idea of the gazing that goes together with that. The eyes of Hashem are towards the righteous, and your eyes are like doves. All of these ideas come together. But he doesn't bring all the ideas from that mimer. But they're connected to this idea here. Because it says that there's a flame that comes from the eyes, that you gaze at something and it burns it up with fire, and it's like gazing at the glory of the king. And Hashem looks at the tzaddikim. So I guess that because it's really the tzaddikim that do this kind of thing, like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rabbi Elazar, when they left the cave, Rabbi Elazar would burn them up, and Rabbi Shimon would by looking at them, and Rabbi Shimon would fix whatever Rabbi Elazar looked at. Well, pasuk ani yeshine gabi yunasi midibon maskil chachlile inaim. Also a concept of the doves in the ani yeshena, and the concept of eyes that are red from wine, because you have the dark and the white and the red colors in the eye. And that's the concept of I will see it to remember the covenant forever. So it's a concept of this gazing from Hashem with these eyes, like doves or a flame, or the different perspectives from Hashem. Look what it says about, you will make a tzitz, that the tzitz on the Kohen Gadol's forehead is from the language of to peek through the cracks. And it's connected to this idea of I will see it to remember the covenant forever. Yain Sham, Varichos, V'zeu Inyan Yonasi Lashin Istaklos, Bechinas V'Ra'itia Lizkor, V'achakach Tamasi Zeu Bris Olam. So in the pasuk it says, basically, Achosi Yonasi Tamasi, right? So it says, open for me, I guess this opening, these cracks, to gaze through my dove, which we said was the language of gazing, and I will see it to remember. And then it says Tamasi, my complete one, that's Bris Olam, that's a covenant. The one that I am complete with, that I have a deal with, a promise with. Tikkun Yud Ches, and here it is that he mentioned, the paragraph about Tikkun Yud Ches, Taf Lamed Beis, Amud Aleph, V'Amud Beis, Kemari HaKeshet Chulu Ba'anan Chulu, it says in Zohar Tikkunim, just like the vision of the rainbow, Ba'anan Chulu, in the cloud, Inun Klipin are the Klipos, the Inun Anon Godel Chulu, which are the great cloud of Yechezkel Chivra, the Goza Chulu, the whiteness of the walnut, meaning to say like the shell of the walnut, Adi Inun Klipin, the Goza Misabrin, Mischabrin, the Betkia, Shvarim Truachulu, until these klipos, these shells of the walnut, are removed and united together with the blasts of the shofar, tkiya shvarim trua. Lo yehe keshes begavnin in the hidden hulu, says adi inun klipin. Until this happens, until you don't, I guess, break and take off these shells with the shofar blasts, you will not have lo yehe keshes begavnin in the hidden hulu. You will not have the shining of the brilliant colors of the rainbow. Visdabek ba'asraha urla, and it attaches to its place the foreskin, the afrid bein tzadik ushchintachul, which separates between the concept of tzadik, which is yesod, and the concept of shchinta, which in general is malchus. So you don't have the yichud elyon when you have, so to speak, the concept of the klipos in between. You can't have the supernal unity with the, so to speak, foreskin covering. And as soon as you have the shining of these brilliant colors, so right away I will see it to remember the covenant forever. Hulu. So the Kisei Melech on the Tikkunim there says, the Shalom Buzagalo, V'zelashono, Noda ki akeshes usod habris. So it's known that the rainbow is the concept of the covenant, this yisod. And before the sin of Adam, both of them were naked and they were not embarrassed. Because then the different limbs were on the same level. There was no difference between the hand and the foot, which itself is a chiddush, and the limb of the bris. And from the sin, so the klipos became strong, and they covered over with the foreskin the concept of the bris. Therefore, it's forbidden to gaze at the klipos that cover it, which are this concept of this great wind and the great cloud. And as soon as the light shines, so that the klipos are wiped away, and you reveal the sign of the covenant as it was in the beginning, then I'll see it. What does it mean, I'll see it to remember? That you have to take off this covering, and then he can see it. It seems to me that, I guess he's still quoting the Kesef Mishnah. I mean the Kisei Melech. So that then the flow will come from the inner concept of Atik, Pnimis HaKeser, which is not the case now. You cannot draw the drop from the inner concept. The union is a lower level. Meaning, Zeu HaKeshes Yesod Zo. Now this is the concept of the rainbow, which is Yesod of Zer'an. Binach Kamokin Yishlomar Bekeshes the Nukva Yesod the Nukva Chulu. Have a similar concept in the feminine concept of Yesod, just like in the masculine, that you need to have, so to speak, you'd have to take off the covering and have a higher level of revelation. V'inyan Gimel Klipin Chofim Al HaKeshes, and the concept of the three klippos that cover the rainbow. Yishlomar Shegimel Gavnei HaKeshes Usod Yisodus Av V'yira Ilayin. So we can say that the three colors of the rainbow that aren't shining, I guess, that need to shine. So they're the concept of awakening love and fear, the supernal love and fear. Ach machmas hester nefesh habahamis, but because the animalistic soul covering it, ein ahava v'yira begilui gomor, so the love and fear are not in revealed state. Rak al derech ahava misoteres b'mocho v'talumos libo, only like a hidden love in the heart, in the mind, in the heart, and the inner recesses of the heart, the hidden part of the heart. So that's where they are. They're not revealed. Which is not the case when the love and the fear are shining in a revealed way. You have an open and revealed feelings of love and fear. So that's when the, so to speak, the colors of the rainbow are shining brilliantly. And so too when the love and fear aren't just external, but are actually felt in the inner part of the heart. Truly, look what it's brought about, the idea of bringing down the great name, which I guess is like this idea. Tikkun Kaf Mem Tes Beis, Yom HaKippurim. It's the concept of Yom Kippur. It says, when she gets dressed in beautiful garments, Kalila Ma'arba Bigdei Lavan, which is composed of the 4 white garments of the Kohen Gadol in Yom Kippur, Mesitra the Yamina, which comes from the right side, Ma'arba Bigdei Zav, Mesitra the smaller Chul, and from the 4 golden garments from the left side, Atil Bash Esther Malchus Chulu, and Esther put on garments of kingship. So I guess Esther's putting on garments of kingship, going into the king, is like the Kohen Gadol's garments going into the king on Yom Kippur. And that's when Esther found favor and grace in the eyes of the king. And then it brings this pasuk that we're talking about here. And it says, oh, then I will see her, will see it to remember the forever covenant. That explains that the white is this essential color. That's the color of the thing itself and not colored onto it. That's the concept of white. Which is the concept of a light that's higher than a vessel. So that's the idea of the color of the white garment of Yom Kippur is revealing this level of light, which is higher than colors. We can say that this is also the concept of that he puts on light like a garment that was mentioned. That this garment is like the white clothing of the Kohen Gadol. And the fact that it's not colored means to say that it's coming from a higher place, higher than, I guess, the regular colors of the rainbow. Or maybe that's the idea of Gavnin Nehirin, the shining colors. But at any rate, in the soul, this is like the hidden love. Because it's not revealed, it's not shining, it's, so to speak, the white light, the white color. The concept of you created me in the beginning. And because there's Ochar V'Kedem in man. And the hidden love is, so to speak, the beginning, and the revealed is the end. So the golden garments of the Kohen are like, it says that your cheeks are beautiful with the golden earrings like that are hanging down them. Tikkun Kafalef Nun Hey Bez Hey Chad Chamesh Gavnin Kinyana Chamesh Nehorin the Naharin Behon Chulu. There it says that you have 2 hays. One is 5 colors, and the other is 5 lights that shine into them. He mentioned this concept before. Hagavnin hem gilui hamidos, and these colors are the revelation of the attributes. Chamish nehorin bechinas hamshachas midos elyonos, and the 5 lights that shine into them are drawing down the supernal attributes, meaning to say higher predecessor concepts to the emotional attributes. And that's like you mentioned before, I guess of Aaron lighting the menorah. This is brought the 5 candles with the concept of Hanukkah. It's because it's divided. First you light 5 candles and then you light another 2. So in Torah or Parshas Miketz, it describes why first you have 5 and then you have 2. And the concept of she called until they called her mother. Now the calling of mother is drawing down from the concept of Imai law, elevating Malchus to these different levels and drawing down to her. Achikara biti, achikara imi, achikara achosi, and so forth. The hey ilah is talakas, mehitata is talkas mehitata. So when the higher hey goes up and away from the lower hey, she'ein gilui pnimi saleh, when you don't have the revelation of the inner concept of the heart, amras al tiruni shani shchorchor. She says, don't look at me because I am blackened. Beis pamim shachrus shchar chores is a double language of darkness. Ayirida milamayla vaislabshus benefesh bahamis, which corresponds with 2 descents: the descent from above in general, and also being enclosed in the animalistic soul. These are 2 darknesses. And this is the 2 opposites of beautiful in image and beautiful in sight. And this could be which would correspondingly be a concept of taking off the garment and elevation, which is in general, which is 2 levels of revelation. And when a time when she shines with her colors, like it says about Rachel, that she was she was beautiful in these 2 ways. Which corresponds with 2 kinds of love, with all of your soul and with all of your might, which is drawn from that Hashem should shine His countenance towards you. Which is the concept of, so too was the vision of the Noga. Shechinta Ilah, Bina, which is the higher Shechina, which is Bina, the lower Shechina is Malchus. Itmar Bauri Yisiel Lizkor Bris Olam, and it says about her, I will see her to remember the covenant forever. So I'm not sure what the concept is of Hashem will shine His countenance here, of Vaypanav. But at any rate, these different revelations are the idea of what we want to reveal into Malchus in general. That when you shine the lights from Bina into Malchus, you're shining that hidden level, that gaze of remembering the Bris Olam. So that's the Mare Noga, which is, we said, was Bina. And I guess Yoyavaya Panavilecha is the concept of shining from that level as well. Sof Tikkun Anal, Samach Aleph Gimel, the Is Psakim, the Inun Levushin, L'matronisa Chulu, V'chatchin Lon Chulu. And there are those divisions or stops that are the garments for the queen, and you cut them. He's just quoting from there, whatever it is, whatever the lashon is. V'ra'itia lizkor I remember the covenant. V'keinu b'rai mehemna parshas tzav dav kav zayin sufam al-bez huva li'il. And the concept is Torah shebal peh nikra levush lematronisa, that the oral Torah is called the garment for the queen. She malchus datzilus. Kamoshkaz v'li'il b'dibur hamaskul zohar chelik bez mishpatim tzadik tes aleph b'shem atanya perek nun bez u'mawal levush kulu. What's the garment that can hold it? It's Torah shebal peh. V'ayin mashikasu mizeh gam kin al pasuk maimer al pi maimer azor chelik aleph b'reshis daf chav zayin amud bez Mishnah itisa dahu nar. Mishnah is the wife of that young man, which meaning to say the concept of the supernal union of the revelation in the oral Torah. Vi shivcha de shchinta malchus datzilus chuayin sham. It's the concept of the maidservant of the Shechina, which is malchus of Atzilus. Tikkun chaf bez samach yomul bez. So nar in general would be zah, and the queen would be malchus. And the lower levels of Torah shebal peh are as it descends into the lower worlds. Shchinta kamal levushin isla says the Shechina has a number of garments. The minhon bara kuchibrichu korsayin umalachin chulu, that from it the Holy One Blessed be He created thrones and angels, v'chol biryon chulu, and all creations rashim lon chulu biluvusha chulu, and I guess sketched them through the concept of the garment, l'rachma layu chulu, to have mercy upon them, u'ra'itia lizkor chulu, and I will see it to remember, because you have a source for the lower worlds within the world of Atzilus itself. So too, Malchus is acquired through 30 ways. I guess to acquire actual kingship, not just the Malchus of Atzilus, of the feminine concept, but kingship itself. There's 30 acquisitions. The Esr Sfiros Shalah, which correspond with the 30 vessels of the 10 spheros of Malchus, Shekol Echad Kolo Megimel, and each one is composed of 3. Pnimi Imtzayich Chitzon, the inner, the middle, and the outer. Hem Shosh Biyah, which are the source for Bria Tzirasiya, Yud Hapnimi Mislabshim Bibriachulu, and so this is the potential in Malchus for the lower worlds, and the inner spheros, the inner vessels of these 30 of Malchus go down to Bria and so forth. The middle are going to go to Yitzira, the outer are going to go to Asiya. Gam al derech tziruf osios sela. So too, like the concept of the 3 letters of Sela, Shebatzilus and Mekor v'Shorosh l'Sela Gashmi, that in Atzilus they're the source eventually to the concept of the rock, the physical rock. And he doesn't bring the concept here, how that works exactly. It says all the, I guess, the neshamos are included in one storehouse that they come out from, in Malchus V'Tzilus, to go downwards. Lizkor, who al derech mashikazu sham amud aleph kuf kuchbichu istakal b'raisu bara alman chulu. And so this idea then of I will see it to remember the covenant, I will see it to remember, is like the idea of that the Kadosh Baruch Hu looked in the Torah and then he created the world. So I will remember it to remember the covenant is actually talking about gazing into the Torah to bring out the flow into the worlds. So too we can say here this concept as well in a different light.